I am so unbelievably fed up with farming sims. I don't really know what's going on at the moment, but every other release just seems to be some sort of farming. And honestly, I'm not even sure half of these games even need farming in them to work. It sometimes feels like they just shove farming into any old game just to make it appear cozy. And don't get me wrong, farming sims are one of my favorite genres, but I just need something else. So today I'm going to tell you about some upcoming games that are releasing on the Nintendo Switch that have absolutely no farming in them. First up is Discounty. Now this is a cozy game with a bit of a difference, as it's actually centered all around capitalism. This is basically like a Jojo Mart sim. In this, you own your very own supermarket, after your aunt asks you to run the only grocery store in a rundown harbour town. This will have you organised, restock shelves, man the tills, and you'll even make your own local trade deals to build your business empire, all the while trying to make friends with the locals and the villagers. But as you grow, so will the villagers' resentment, because making big profits often comes at the expense of others. Each day, the game will see you make sure that everyone who enters your store leaves happy, and you do this by listening to the villagers around the town to figure out their wants and desires, and then stocking the shelves with all these items to make sure they have everything they could need. It will also be up to you to keep the store nice and tidy, and you'll also be in charge of manning the tills to make sure the wait in line isn't so long that each customer becomes unhappy. So you'll most definitely be kept busy in this game. And if you're looking for a little bit more coziness, you can also decorate the store as well. I love that this is a cozy game, but with consequences, and it doesn't glorify every single aspect of life while still making it a little bit fun. And the fact that it's basically a Stardew Valley game, but run from the side of the corporation instead of the side of the farmer, makes me so unbelievably excited. And don't worry, this has already been confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. The only sad part is there's no release date as of yet. Next up is Europa. This was by far my favorite demo I played in the Steam Next Fest. I had an absolute blast. It is beautiful, it is atmospheric, and I cannot wait for it to fully release. Now, although we know this is coming to console, the Switch hasn't been specifically mentioned as of yet, so we're just gonna manifest it. This is based on Jupiter's moon Europa, as you play as an android named Z, who sets out in search of answers to uncover the story of the last human alive. This will see you venture across beautiful landscapes filled with lakes, meadows, fields, and the remnants of a fallen civilization. You'll be able to explore wherever you want to, in a land filled with puzzles, but also a couple of dangers. And as you go, you'll uncover these letters, which, when you open them to read them, are beautifully narrated, and piece by piece uncover the story of the last human alive. A story about growing up and a human's relationship with nature, which right now I think is a connection that many of us need to rekindle. Then we have Spirit Tea, a game which is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch in a couple of weeks, so I'm really excited to try it out. And although this is inspired by Stardew Valley, Spirit Tea has no farming. For this is a game that sees you run a bathhouse for troublesome spirits, and very much aims to capture the immaculate vibes of Spirited Away, which is actually one of my favourite films alongside Howl's Moving Castle. The town is filled with spirits who have become lost, after the humans stop worshipping them or even thinking about them, and it turns out you're the only one who can actually see them. So you set out to manage a bathhouse and try and fix the spirits' issues so they maybe stop causing such an issue. You'll be able to do all of your typical life sim things, like making friends, decorating your house, and attempting to become a part of the community. But you'll also be managing the bathhouse as well, doing anything from chopping wood to heat the baths, keeping the towels clean and cleaning up, to delivering food and making sure the water is the perfect temperature for each guest. The demo was an awful lot of fun when I played it in Steam Next Fest, and is packed full of character, so I'm very much looking forward to the full release later this month. Then we have Snufkin, Melody of Moominvalley. Now this is destined to come to PC and consoles. Again, the Switch hasn't been specifically mentioned, but this seems like the perfect game to come to it, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Now, even though this is the first time I've personally come across these characters, I have been taken by them nonetheless. This is a musical adventure where Snufkin needs to restore the harmony of Moominvalley. Not only is the art style stunning, but so is the music, and as you explore, you'll need to solve puzzles in order to progress. These often take the shape of these park hideouts that appear across the land, each of which you need to destroy in order to get through the area. As the name might suggest, the game revolves around the music. With each tune you learn to play having a different effect on the friends you meet along the way and helping you progress to new areas. And whilst none of the puzzles I encountered were particularly difficult, they were an awful lot of fun and often brought a smile to my face. The entire charm of the game meant that I played through the demo in a single sitting, and all it's left me is wanting more. I had to include this one as I have never laughed so much in my entire life at a demo than I did when playing this. This is Hairdresser Sim, and it's made by the exact same people who made House Flipper, so I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll probably see this on the Nintendo Switch. And if you're thinking, hey, this looks a little bit ratchet, then you're right, because it most definitely is ratchet, and it makes the game even better. The thing I love about this game though is not only do you just get to cut people's hair, but you also get to run an entire salon. And in this you can do absolutely everything. So the game starts off with you picking your salon name and you get plonked into a brand new building. You then need to essentially flip this building by not only getting rid of all the trash and cleaning it up, but also decorating the whole place as well. And then when the salon looks exactly like how you want it, you get to open up the shop and start scheduling your very own haircuts. And honestly, this is where the fun really starts. You can wash your client's hair, dry it, style it, color it, and of course cut it as well. And I have genuinely not had this much fun in a game in so long. So fingers crossed this does actually make an appearance on the Nintendo Switch, as I think it's going to be right at home to have this type of game on it. And I cannot wait to buy it when it comes out in 2024. Then we have Pixelia. This is a pixel art life sim that begins with you starting a brand new life in the town of Pixelia, with every choice you make determining your character's future. And oh boy, do there seem to be an awful lot of choices to make, as this seems to be a blend between Animal Crossing, Stardew, and even elements of The Sims. Your future can be practically anything you want it to be. From creating a band, to renovating and selling properties, to gambling, thieving, or just trying to find the love of your life. Not only are there a lot of choices, the game seems to be absolutely massive in other ways as well, with over 200 townspeople to meet and greet, and also a bunch of mini-games to play. I really love the sound of this game because of how open-ended it seems to be it from the different jobs you can pick from, where you start with a low-tier one and work your way up, to even being able to start fights with townspeople and drive recklessly around the place. I feel like this is one of those games where you could watch like 10 different people play it and everyone will do different things, and that's what's made me really excited for it. Then we have Camper Van Make It Home. If you're a lover of unpacking, then this is going to be exactly what you're after. And the good news is, this has already been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. This is a tale of self-discovery as you decorate and create space for all your belongings in your camper van. You'll get to organize and interior design as you go, and even customize it to your own taste and style. As you advance on your journey, you'll get to access new vans and even be able to decorate outside areas as well as the inside. And each new area you go to, you'll need to adapt the van to fit your destination. By far though, the best part of all of this is being able to pick the pet that will accompany you on this journey. Ever since I finished unpacking, I have been after something with the same sort of vibes, and this seems to be kind of a mix between like unpacking and a little to the left, and I really do love the sound of it. Then we have Super Zoo Story. Now this is a really interesting game, as when it first got announced, it had an awful lot of criticism over the fact that it has a striking resemblance to Stardew, with there even being debates over whether certain assets were just completely stolen. But since then, it seems like they took the criticism on board and have made an RPG all about making your very own zoo. You'll be able to build different enclosures and decorate them with over 70 different animal types, including exotic and even dinosaurs. Each animal will have specific needs which you'll need to meet in order to keep them happy. And not only will you be taking care of your own zoo, you'll also be helping the locals to update and populate the local oceanarium. There seems to be a lot to do in the game because exploration is also a big part of it. And of course, there's plenty of NPCs to meet and befriend alongside relationships as well. Then we have another code. This was actually mentioned in the last Nintendo Direct, and I've not been able to stop thinking about it since. There's something about the whole vibe of the game that's made me really excited to play it next year. This is a remake of the original, which was first released on the DS, and I am so intrigued by the entire concept. You play as Ashley, who received a letter from her father. The only thing is, she thought her father had passed away. So she sets off in search of him and has to face puzzles and obstacles in the way of her investigation, including a ghost boy. This looks to be full of mystery, intrigue, but also be a little bit creepy with the ghosts. And I'm so happy that this looks to be voice acted as well. And this collection will include both of the original games. Then we have Little Kitty, Big City, which is something I've mentioned before, but if you're a lover of cozy games and are looking for something a little bit different, definitely look forward to this one, because this is basically GTA 5, but with cats. But the best part is you cause havoc by just existing as a simple cat. In this, you'll have a series of quests to carry out across the town, ultimately trying to make your way home. Well, kind of, because you get distracted an awful lot. In this, you can mess with the humans, take naps, wear funny hats, and you can also push things off the tables. It kind of reminds me of Stray if your cat didn't die literally all the time. There was a demo out for this earlier this year and it was absolutely incredible. They seem to also be taking on a lot of feedback from the community as well, so I feel pretty positive that this is going to be a great game. And honestly, who doesn't enjoy causing havoc as a cat? It sounds perfect. Those are my top picks for upcoming games that aren't farming sims, but if you're looking for some great cozy games to play right now, some of which also are not farming sims, click this video here.